2 weeks ago, I posted a video on my channel talking about analog bags and moving away from scrolling on your phones as a lifestyle. Many people were confused by this phenomenon and kind of how we've gotten to a place where this is a trend, but I think it really shows us people's desire to make change and get offline and get back in touch with normal life. And of course, I have critiques on the analog bag, so if you want to go see those, feel free to check out the video. But today I want to sit down again and talk about normalizing normal life and underconsumption. Hello there, my name is Lainey Jean if you are new here, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. This channel focuses a lot on sustainability, conscious consumerism, fashion, and just kind of looking at influencer culture and critiquing it. While I do a lot of commentary-based videos around people's consumption and ways we can look at it to inform us on our own consumption decisions, I think it's also important to share the lens of people who are making efforts to underconsume or sharing what it looks like to live a normal life. And disclaimer, when I say normal life, I know that that's going to look different for every single person. What I may consider normal will be different to what someone else considers normal. So take this with a grain of salt and understand that I am viewing this through my own lens and trying to see normal life as a whole concept based on other people's perspectives as well. So today we're going to cover a couple of different categories of underconsumption and normal living through watching some TikToks that I have saved. The first section we are going to be talking about is beauty and skincare. So I have two TikToks I want to look at and kind of discuss. The first one is going to be by a creator named Willa. I'll put the video here. Let's get into it.
I feel like I finally hit the Project Pan sweet spot. This is all the makeup that I need to achieve literally any kind of makeup look that I want to go for. I only have one product for my base. I feel like this is a primer, foundation, powder, all in one. It's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. I've had these two blushes forever. This is the Armani, this is old packaging in Neo Nude. This is the Rare Beauty Blush in Love. I have one eyeshadow palette. This is the Dior Backstage in Amber Neutrals, and I like to use the darkest color for my eyebrows, so I don't really have an eyebrow product. These are all my brushes. This is what I do my base with. This is the concealer side that I'll use for eyeshadow. This is a Patrick Ta one that I got years ago for my eyebrows. A eyeliner brush from e.l.f. and I think this is a concealer brush from e.l.f. that I use for eyeshadow. I do use a clear brow gel. I have one. This is from NYX. I do have two eyeshadow sticks. These are both from Black Opal. I have a really fun color, and then I have this pretty like purpley one. I have a pencil liner, a creamy liner, and a liquid liner. I've had this one forever. It's in brown from Pat McGrath. This one is the black Huda Beauty one. This one is a NYX liquid liner. I have one torture device. I'm kidding, but they do kind of look and give that lash curler. This is Kevyn Aucoin. Lip products, I have one lip gloss, Fenty Beauty and Hot Chocolate. This is NARS Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm in Dangerous Affair. NARS, you've done me wrong because I don't think they make this anymore. Look at how much I have left. I have one red lipstick. This is Ruby Woo Classic from MAC, and this is just the mini. I currently only have one lip liner. This is Club Hopper from NYX. It's a pretty like dark purpley color. I used to have a light brown one that like matched more the shade of my lips, but I lost it. I don't know where it is. I have one Eau de Parfum Noise. It's Lost and Found, and I really do like this one. I've got one setting spray from e.l.f. I think this is the Milk dupe. It works for me. It does what it needs to do for me. I know that all of these items get used like regularly when and if I'm gonna wear makeup, and so that's why this is the perfect amount for me. I will say it's really convenient to know that this could all basically fit in like a decent sized makeup bag. So when I travel, it's just nice to just like throw it all in one bag and keep it moving. Project Pan. That's it.
So I made a video on Project Pan if you want to go check that out. And I think that this video by Willa really expresses what the goal of Project Pan is. It's not to get you to not have any products ever. It's to get you to a place where you know what you like and what it can be regular products you use like on a regular basis that you can always turn to. And that's gonna take time for people. I don't think that this was something she did overnight. As someone who's still trying to figure out my go-to products, I think I have it pretty locked in, but I still have products I need to get to before I like settle into that. I think if you are a person who likes to wear makeup, it takes trial and error, But once you find those products, like really locking into it and knowing that it's okay to just have those products and not necessarily feel like you need to buy new ones all the time, it feels really intentional and it's amazing to me. And I love that she's found products that work to serve multiple purposes for her. For example, the eyeshadow palette, she said she used that for her eyebrows. That is another point I feel like I made during my Project Pan video. If you have a product, say you have a makeup product that you don't necessarily love the way it looks for the intended purpose of the product, trying to find other ways to use it to get through the product rather than just throwing it away is a really good option. I think people tend to forget that if you have people in your life that the product would work for, you can always give it to them. Obviously, you can't donate used makeup to like women's shelters and stuff like that. But if you have someone in your life that's like close to you, like a family relative or a best friend, a sibling, and they would use it and they're okay with like using it if you've used it a couple times, that's also a great option. And I also think, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think limiting yourself in the amount of products you can use actually makes you more creative in any sense of that, whether that be makeup, craft supplies, clothes, food. Like there are so many situations where if you limit yourself even just a little bit, it kind of pushes you to think outside of the box and what you can do with it, because you have to be resourceful with what you have whilst still trying to switch it up if that's what you're going for. Otherwise, obviously, if you just want the same thing all the time, then you're going to use the reliable things over and over again. Okay, now we're going to be watching a video by KLU Cupcake. The very first section of it is kind of the main thing I want to point out, but she does her whole makeup look, so I don't know how much of it I'll include in the video because it is like a 5-minute video.
Someone asked me how I don't get tempted by all new releases when new makeup comes out. And the answer is that when you realize that someone's trying to make money off of you, then you get pissed. They're all just trying to make money off of you. They do not care if you look pretty. They don't care if you live or die. They only care if you buy the new release or not. You know, they only care about how many numbers they hit. You are one of thousands or one of hundreds of thousands, and all they care about is sell, sell, sell. Hit numbers, convince them. They win, they get bonuses, they get promotions, they get, kudos. And when you remember that it literally doesn't matter if you buy it or you don't at all, then you feel a lot better. Like, I literally don't care. Someone's bringing out a new project. Good. Cool. Don't need it. Still using 10-year-old lipstick. That's my blush. I'm kidding. I use new blush because I do sometimes get tempted. I get bamboozled.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the video there. I do recommend that you go finish watching it, but I don't want this video to be like an hour long for all of these videos. So I'm going to kind of do a Cliff Notes version of what she continues to do. She goes through doing her makeup. She's gonna go to a yoga class. So she's doing her makeup that will only need to be on for like an hour and a half or two. So we see her put on some products that actually she uses a foundation that regularly breaks her out if she wears it for a long time, but in short periods of time, she can wear it and it won't mess with her skin. Kind of goes along with the idea of using products, like if you don't love them, but you want to get through them and get use out of them, maybe that means using them for shorter periods of time. Or she uses a bronzer shade that she feels like doesn't match the undertone of her skin, but she's still gonna wear it because she has the product and she wants to get through it and she's almost through it. And then when she's through that product, she can try something that will work better with her undertone or the shade of her skin better to her preference. I think that the point she's making at the beginning of the video is dark, but it's the truth. Brands are starting to do this thing where they will literally show up in comment sections on social media as if they are like a person or like a mascot of the brand. The first thing that I think of is Slim Jim. They are in people's comments like it's nobody's business, like they're besties. And I get it, it's like a marketing thing to like make people notice the brand. It's kind of weird to me. You're a company, you are not a human being yourself. You are a company, so you are a person working for a company. And I get that it's probably like, a Gen Z hire that's having fun with the job, which is cool, I guess, but brands are not really your friends. This woman is right. They care about profits. They care about when a new product drops, getting as many sales as possible, making it the next big thing, and marketing to their viewers in whatever way possible that will get them to be obsessed with it. And I do believe that there are brands that care about their customers and care about making changes in a sustainable way and making efforts to kind of pull away from that kind of marketing. Many of the brands that I work with, that I choose to work with, this is something that's very important to me, that they're not using marketing in kind of a scarcity mindset, like you have to have this, and more of a, this could be a nice addition, a sustainable swap, which is something that I find important and something that I want to focus on. But truly, companies are here to make money. We live in a capitalist society. It is inevitable that that is like the end goal for most brands. And also, I don't think that we need to like shame people or feel guilty for every once in a while falling for a marketing tactic and realizing that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought that because I have multiples of this product already. And I kind of fell for the marketing or like the scheme of it, or I felt FOMO, so I got it in the spur of the moment. Had I thought it through, maybe I wouldn't have gotten it. But like, that doesn't mean you have to bash on yourself for it. I think being aware and kind of reeling it back in and being like, next time this happens, I want to be more mindful and kind of use this as a reminder and be like, hey, last time this happened, we ended up not being able to get through that product very easily. Like, it took a lot of time. We had other products to get through, didn't get to use it in the way that we wanted to. Maybe let's hold off until we're through the other products of the same type, and then we can go and get that one. And I'm gonna give you guys an example for me. Blush. I talk about this all the time. I love blush. I wear 2 to 3 blushes a day. Like, I like to wear different shades. I have blush on right now. I don't know if you can really tell or not. I use blush in a way that I like to make it look like it's my natural face flushing. And I have a lot of fun playing around with the placement of it. Like, if I don't have any makeup on and the only thing I put on is blush, like, that would be the first product I would choose to put on. I just love it. I've always loved it. When I was a kid during dance, it was like my favorite step when my mom would do my makeup, is putting like the rosy blush on your cheeks. I'm a blush girl, but I have a lot of blush. I just finished one of them. I should do an empties video for you guys, whether that be like a YouTube short or like a full video. Let me know if you guys just want a short of that or if you want a full video talking about it, because I actually have a lot of empties right now. So I've gone through one blush. I'm almost through my second one, and then my third blush is like halfway through, and I love all of them. But once I get through them, I'm planning to only stick to having like 1, maybe 2 shades max, because I've just realized it's not beneficial to me. Like, it sometimes gets overwhelming feeling like I have to use all of them all the time, and I kind of know what shades really work for me. So that's kind of like the reflection. I've done that in the future. I will probably only buy 1 or 2 blushes at a time. I know the shades I want, and I'm not going to make impulse purchases. The next normalizing normal life kind of content I want to take a look at is morning routines. I have one video for this section that I felt like really showed what a real morning routine looks like, not glamorizing it at all. So let's take a look. The video is short and sweet and to the point. Personally, I don't think anyone's actual morning routine is as aesthetic as they make it out to be. The people that do, you know, the morning shed routines, or like the perfectly aestheticized, like, I'm waking up out of bed and I'm gonna go do my 20-step morning routine. I don't think people are actually doing that on a regular basis, or they forget to mention that things change constantly. Like, my morning routine, and I will kind of go through what that is in a minute, but my morning routine changes constantly. Like, there's some mornings where I have the time to, if I wanted to take the time to do 20 steps, I could. There's other mornings where I'm literally rushing out the door because I have an audition to get to. And that's just the reality of it. And honestly, even the days that I do have the time to do it, it's not glamorous. Like, that's just not the reality. Just because it's not like glamorous doesn't mean that you can't love your morning routine. Like, just because it's not perfect, like picture perfect, cinematic, doesn't mean that it's not special to you. So most days, my morning routine looks like waking up, going to the bathroom, brushing my teeth, making myself a coffee, and then sitting on the couch. And if I have time, I will do journaling or a craft or reading a book. But realistically, most days, I get right on my computer and I start working. And some people may say, oh my gosh, that's such a bad habit, but it works for me. And I'm more productive in the morning, so I will work in the morning, and then my afternoon, before I have to go nanny in the evening, I'll use the afternoon to do things for myself, like go on a walk, go for a run, go to the gym, go for a swim. And like I said, it changes, because there's some mornings where I'm running out the door at 6 or 7 in the morning to get to an audition, and then my entire rest of my day is out of the house, and it's chaotic, like so chaotic, and that's just the reality of it. And I still love my routines, and I'm actually very content with it. I also just want to point out that the clogged sink is so real because my apartment is older. Our sink gets clogged so much, and we put Drano in it or whatever to like clean it regularly. I'm just convinced that our sink hates us, and that's just the way it is. And I've also posted like photos online in like some reels of what my bathroom organizer looks like. It's a mess. It's not organized. It's not glamorous. I'll put a photo here if you want to see it, and I'm okay with that. Should it be organized every once in a while? Sure, yeah, I do that, but on a regular basis, it's kind of a disaster, and that's just the way it is. The last video I want to take a look at today is just talking about general day-to-day life, and it touches on a few topics that I feel like a lot of us are not comfortable talking about. More on that in a minute. A big thing that people are scared to talk about, especially women, is finances and money and saving and budgeting to be able to afford things in life, especially like as you go down the road. I actually have always kind of had a scarcity mindset around money. And in 2025, my partner recommended a book to me that I was able to get through my library called Rich Girl Nation by Katie Gratitason, which I put in my 2025 favorites video. I highly recommend for anyone that just kind of wants to dip their toe into finances and learning about it. And it changed my perspective around money. I don't think that it should be shameful to want to budget, to invest, to be, I don't want to say stingy, but planning out how you're going to use your money to be able to afford things down the road. We live in a time where I feel like sometimes it is frowned upon to have a budget and be like, sorry, I can't go out to eat this week. I'm saving this money, you know, I would be going over my budget. And I think that through doing that and communicating that with people in your life, you can also let them implement it into their own. If you find community activities like craft nights at your local library, run clubs, volunteering in your community, you can invite people to come and do it with you as a way to spend time together, but also to possibly meet new people, help your community, and save money at the same time. Another controversial thing that I think people may disagree with me on, which is, you know, let me know in the comments if you disagree. When you go shopping, putting majority, if not all of the things back on the shelf should be normal. Especially if it's just a nice to have or like a spur of the moment thing that you think looks cool. I'm looking at you, TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because yeah, those things are cute and they could be fun and they might add a little bit of spice to your home or whatever. But if it's not something that you've been considering before, or you are buying like a huge amount of it, you know, we've like looked at restock videos and haul videos for holidays or even just homes in general, I think majority of those things could be put back and not purchased, and you would be just fine. Learning to be okay with that and being content without having those things is really important. She mentioned in the video like cooking meals to be able to save money to later be able to go out to eat dinner. That is also something my partner and I do for like date nights or vacation. We make efforts to save money in certain spaces so that later down the road we can do nice things together, and I see no problem in that. Overall, I think learning to be accepting of and content with underconsumption or normal living is beneficial to all of us. And that doesn't mean that you can't strive to make changes or aspire to be in a different place down the road. It just means learning to appreciate what you have in front of you. Slowing down and noticing what's normal to you versus what you may see on the internet. I think a common comparison trap on social media is comparing where you are at a certain age to someone else at the same age as you. And that's just gotta stop, because you are a completely different person in completely different circumstances. And we only see like 1% of people's lives online. Learning to stop the cycle of comparison through being content with what you have and learning that like you will get to where you need to be. It just takes time, can be really soothing to yourself and like to that comparison trap. And I feel like a lot of times if we take a step away from the internet, we realize we don't need to live in excess. Like if we couldn't compare ourselves to everyone, we would probably be so content with what we had and we wouldn't feel like we need to consume all the time just to be happy. That's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments, do you enjoy normal life / underconsumption content, or would you rather just like get off the internet as a whole and not see any of it and kind of just go with life however the wind takes you? And with all that being said, please be sure to like this video if you liked it, subscribe and turn on post notifications so you get notified every single time I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.